All right, hey everyone, welcome to the Meal Change Podcast. This is episode number 57. This is a special episode because we are talking with a great friend of mine. He's a author, he's a writer. I guess author and writer is the same thing. Uh, and he's a wonderful person, man. We connected not too long ago, and we've been knowing each other for a minute, but it's been an opportunity that we connect probably about 3 or 4 months ago. Going. Okay, there we go. I think we was having difficulties.
Okay,
But
yeah.
yeah, so now you guys can see him. This is Eric Cox. Just go up and down, up and down. All right. E, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yes.
All right, so I guess we can skip the intros because we having technical difficulties, man,
Yeah.
but it happens, man. Eric Cox, author, great guy, man. Appreciate you
Hey,
joining us for the
man.
Meal Change podcast, man.
I appreciate you inviting me, man. Like you said, we connected. Supposed to connect what about a couple of years ago?
Man, it's been a minute. It's been a nice
Hey,
little
but life
minute,
has a way
man.
of happening when we meet each other at the right moment. So, man, I'm appreciative, man. Just your wisdom, just sitting talking to you in break rooms, man. It's been awesome, man. I'm looking to change lives with you.
Absolutely, man. It really my wisdom, man. It was your wisdom, man, because I remember we were talking that one day, and I was telling you about the podcast. For you, those who don't know, the Meal Change Podcast is geared towards helping millennial man build a better mindset, and love is one of those things that we can connect on. There we go. So your book, man. Tell us about this book, bro.
Oh man, I wrote the book Affirmations of Love based on my relationship. We were going through ups and downs, but
Mhm.
I think that as men, we have to be confident in how we love. Rather we hit rough spots, everything is all good. We got to be confident. So I wrote that book in the confidence that no matter where I was at the point of my relationship, that love had to be the answer. And so yeah, something that I needed to do for myself to release and to, find peace within. So I'm proud of it, man. I read it the other day, just reread it. It's like, man, you
Yeah.
got some nuggets in here.
Man,
So
I'm telling you,
yeah.
I know it's probably hard for people to see, but like I take notes and I highlight things. I'm so horrible, man, when it comes to reading books. But
Oh, that's
yeah,
how you
man, there's
do it,
some
man. Right. You
hey, but you know what? I do it because I feel like it's very important that we once we get a piece of knowledge, we share it. So like when
yeah.
me and you connected and when you were giving me advice about certain things and about the things that you experienced, that becomes the thing that I think that a lot of us men we don't do enough of is to share information with each other to say, hey man, I've been through that. You can consider this, you can consider that.
you know, I mean, we got to get to the point where we realize manhood is not a competition, man. It's a learning ground.
Yes,
We
sir.
always competing against each other. Want the bigger and better thing, and when we can just learn from each other, and once we get that knowledge, man, apply ourselves and something that somebody else got, and it's something that we like, we can have it. You know what I'm saying? But why not
Absolutely.
share? Why not share? Why we always, got to compete and go against each other, man? I don't understand it. Like, it's
Yeah.
so much better when
Yeah,
we,
most definitely, man.
hey,
And one of the things that stood out for me in this book is our ability to understand love really and being understand that we're in fear of love. And I think that a lot of us men, we are really in fear of being loved, and we're really in fear of sharing information with each other. I don't know what's up with the stream today.
hey.
It keeps jumping, man. But yeah, we'll keep going as
Okay.
it goes, whatever. But yeah, I was talking about a lot of men reading on page 10. I read that a lot of men are in fear of love
Yeah.
and in fear of being in love. Can you talk a little bit about that?
It's like we really don't want to open ourselves up, man. We're so,
Absolutely.
true love allows you to open up, the wounds and the hurts, and share every aspect of you. And a lot of us not ready for that. A lot of us, is we only gonna share so much and let you in for so long before we shut down and feel like we have to go into a state of protection. But
Yeah.
love leaves you vulnerable and leaves you,
Mm,
even if it means getting hurt, man. True
yeah.
love just opens you up to that hurt. And but you
Yeah.
know what I learned through the hurt though?
What's up?
That you can heal.
Ah,
I mean,
that's
no,
that's
no.
the tough part,
I
bro.
mean, but no matter what you go through, man, healing is part of the process, man. It's just like having a job and losing a job. You got to heal from that loss.
Yeah,
But no matter what
absolutely.
you go through, you get up from it. You get up
Yes, sir.
stronger, man. And that's what it is, man. But if you never allow yourself to get to that point, you don't know how deep it can really go.
Right, absolutely. Where do you think the fear comes from in terms of men? Do you think it's kind of like the way we grew up, maybe not having the opportunity to understand love, okay,
No, there you
there we
go.
go. Yep. So where do you think the fear comes from in terms of us not understanding love as we get a little bit older?
I mean, it's not something that we saw. You know what I'm saying? Most of us watching our parents, they stayed together, but they were not in love. You know what I'm saying? And,
Yeah,
I saw some stuff when I was younger that just kids shouldn't see, and
yeah,
I saw my mom having to deal with stuff that she shouldn't have to deal with that a woman, as a woman,
absolutely,
allowing herself to be cheated on, and just this was my view of love. And so when
absolutely,
I went into my relationship, I know that I didn't want to give that same love,
absolutely.
you know.
Mm.
And I don't know where my hurt came from, man. I'm fearless, and I'm the total opposite of what I saw. But it leaves,
Man,
but it leaves me open to hurt though,
yes,
because I still love Rome. It's like
yeah,
I don't know how to set boundaries, and when stuff gets tough, it's like we was talking the other day. It's like, hey,
yeah,
if she wants me back, I'll go back. I mean, but
yeah,
it's just excuse language, some shit that's just happened that you just can't go back to. And so
yeah, yeah,
at the end of
yeah.
the day, it has to become self love first.
Wow, yeah, man. I remember you wrote in a book too. You talked about you want to love in the moments rather than kind of be focusing on the past or focusing on the future. You want to enjoy the moments of that person's the essence of that person in those moments. And I think that that's one thing too that me myself speaking from the past that I did that in terms of thinking about the past and thinking about the future
Yeah.
and in terms of planning because I was taught like, oh, y'all should plan your future together.
Yeah, man. I think that's one of the biggest mistakes that we can ever do, man. Because we miss, like I said, we miss opportunities to just see the best in a person because we're looking over here. We're planning. Oh, we need a new house. We need a new car, and we're
Hmm.
stressing over things instead of just enjoying the moment, man. It's like,
Absolutely.
oh, I can't love you because or I can't do this with you because we're so worried about are we going to be able to afford this? I mean, how are we in the now? You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Because that's all that matters. Tomorrow might
Yep.
not even come.
Yep. Yep.
We
You're
might not
right.
even
You're
make it
right.
tomorrow. And so, but I've missed the opportunity now to love today because I'm so dependent on what's going to happen tomorrow, man. It's just if tomorrow comes, just love, in a better way,
Right.
love in a
Absolutely.
more efficient way. But don't miss that opportunity to share something special because you're so focused on what may never happen, what may never be.
Oof. Ow. That one's tough, bro. That one's really tough because I think that we're so accustomed to doing that.
I mean, we're
We
looking for ghosts. You know what I'm
ah
saying? I mean,
whoa, you're
it's
right,
like,
you're
man,
right, you're right, you're right,
it's like we're ghost hunting, man.
you're
I mean,
right.
and we put in our, once you start to do that, your mind starts to form things that's not even there. You start to see things in the dark that's not even there. And so
Yeah,
now you start to operate, and like you said, the fear.
yeah.
Just because it's a ghost that you made. It's a ghost story that you told yourself. It's your own candy
Oof.
man. You went in the mirror
Ooh.
5 times and said it over and over and over and
Mm.
over again. And once you
Yeah.
told yourself that over and over and over and over again, now it's innate in you. You built that up though.
Wow. You know what? I never thought about it. We're really creating our own. It's like we're, but I think a lot of us we really miss back. Can we come back? There we go.
Okay.
Yeah, I think a lot of us we have that problem of creating our own insecurities, creating our
Yeah.
own problems, creating our own we put these bare like you said, I didn't know how, bro. I'm a firm believer. I didn't know how to set boundaries with women. I
Yes.
just didn't know how to do it. My focus, like in terms of what I was taught with my father, was just kind of focus on what you're supposed to be achieving and doing.
Yeah.
So when I would have relationships with women and I would bring them into my environment, I didn't find myself saying, okay, hey, I need this from you. It's more or less, I'll do it myself. Even though I love you, I'll do it myself. So
Yeah.
I never understood boundaries at all until I got a little bit older.
But in a relationship, we got to realize that it's two people, and men
Yeah.
can't be afraid to be vulnerable enough to need. You know what I'm saying? You got to be here for something. You know,
Yeah, right.
you
You're
know,
right.
and
You're right.
it's not just to have me work all the time and you take, and women have to give, and we have to allow women to give because they
Yeah.
have something to offer if we allow them to offer it, and that's the thing that we're not taught. You know, as men, like you said, one of my favorite songs is Music Soul Child, "Teach Me How to Love." You know what I'm
Ooh,
saying?
yeah. Yes. Yes, bro.
Because he
Yep.
goes in that song and he talks about all the stuff he's learned, and because he's learned these things wrong, he's missed an opportunity to like love. So you
Right.
teach me how to love. You teach me the things that you need or what you can offer me, and we can do this together. It's a partnership.
You know what? I think that happens also with especially like with women, and if you listen to what women say right now, is women are saying that men are incapable of loving them because back. There we go. Um, I hear that from a lot of women nowadays that men are incapable of love because we're so afraid of being vulnerable. But is it is it our responsibility to teach our partners how to love us in return?
No, no, I don't think so. I think what the responsibility, you can't teach somebody to love you. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
Somebody gonna love you or they're not gonna love you.
absolutely.
It's our responsibility to offer the best of ourselves to somebody else.
Right.
And if they decide to love that part of us, then that's their responsibility to love that part of
Absolutely.
us. But you can't teach
Absolutely.
nobody to love you. All you got to do
Mm,
is love yourself enough to know that the energy that you release in the atmosphere, somebody's going to be attracted to that energy, and somebody's going
mhm.
to be able to meet you and connect with you and grow with you and build on that energy. And I think that's the big thing, learning to build on the energy that we already have to offer.
Absolutely. I think that that's a great thing. But I think that some of us we haven't figured loved out yet, man, and that's why I
I,
love your book because it kind of gives men and women. It's not just focused on men, but it gives men and women just a social guideline of to consider, because a lot of us we really haven't figured love out yet. It
yeah,
takes us a long time.
Yeah, I don't. I man, it's still gonna take a long time to figure out. But in the book, I
Right.
think I allow myself to be vulnerable to show women from a man's point of view that
Hmm.
some of us are what they want. You know what I'm saying? Some of us are not all so hardcore and built up to the point where we are not allowed. I mean, are not afraid to show it. I think in the
Yes,
book,
sir.
I mean, 100% show. Hey, I love this woman.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
uh,
I don't want to give away the nuggets too much about. I want you guys. We'll have a link to the book, but I don't want to give away too much. But I'll let you
yeah, but
share it.
I mean,
Yeah.
I loved her in a beautiful way, and I think what we had is something that's going to stay with me, whether time allows us to come back together or not. And women, if you're listening, you should be listening because this is about men, and you want to know what men think and what we go through. Hey, men are willing to be vulnerable with you, and they we here. Some of us are here.
Going on. Oh, okay, there we go. Yeah, man, I didn't want to give away too much of the nuggets of um the information that you shared in the book in terms of did you felt like you were being vulnerable when you wrote this book where you put a lot of things in a book that you probably didn't have to share in terms of your past relationships?
I think, yeah, I was being vulnerable, but at the same, I just, it's my responsibility as the man, as a man, to let the next man know and to be vulnerable. I'm a life coach. You know what I'm saying? I have to
Right.
allow myself to be on a pedestal and people to be visible.
Yes, sir.
And so I'm not afraid to display that. At one point I was, but I think it's necessary now because my story might help the next man, you know what I'm saying, or the next relationship. And so
Yeah. Yeah,
that's my job.
man. And see, that's what I say. Like the people that see this live stream, once I probably I'll have to chop it up because we having some man. Remind us next time. We should just definitely do
Yeah,
this in
I just
person.
link up. Right?
Forget the live stream stuff,
Yeah.
man. It happens, but yeah, man. I just think that one of the things that I love so much about this book is oh, so we got to talk about this. I'm sorry, I'm getting off subject.
Oh,
The difference between I wrote it down. This the difference between being in love with the person versus being in love with a soul. You got to talk about that.
uh, man,
If out of anything, if people don't get the book for any other reason, you have to talk about that. Loving a person rather than a soul.
I mean, what I meant by that when I put it in the book is that, it's like I said, it's easy to fall in love with a person, man, because we see the outside, we see the beautiful things, we see them and they so adorned in beauty.
Yeah.
But when you go beneath that, man, can you love them for what's inside of them? Because that's what the soul is, what comes out of us, you know what I'm saying? And so can you love them through the rough patches and everything that makes them, the inner them.
Yeah.
And I don't mean to give nuggets, but like I said,
Mhm.
can you find somebody that's beautiful inside and out and looks the same when you flip them inside out?
Man, I'm telling you, man, I didn't met some beautiful women, man, but just in terms of mindset, in terms of thinking, in terms of our values with each other, you just sometimes you can't find that. You can't find both really. You
Yeah.
can't. For me personally, it was hard for me to find a person that I love them from the outside and the inside, especially because everybody has that phase, like that first year or so, you
Oh
kind
yeah.
of getting to
Everything is,
know.
yeah, everything. I mean, that's how it starts. So you got to start from somewhere. But what I learned is, at the end of the day, love is period.
Hmm.
And once you fall in love with a person and it's real love,
Hmm.
even when they're bad for you, you won't see it because love is at that
Bro,
moment. You know what I'm saying? So
bro.
you're
Yeah.
willing to take everything and to shoulder everything and to put yourself in a vulnerable position because love is
Yes, sir.
without a definition. Love just is.
Yeah, man, absolutely. And when I wrote that, I mean, when I read that in the book, it was like falling in love with a person versus falling in love with a soul. I said, that is so deep, bro. And
Like the
I
soul
always
allows you
thought
to
about
say, I
I always
love
thought to
you.
myself, oh, go ahead, my
I
fault.
know I was saying like the soul, man. It's like you get to that point with damn, I just love you.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Yeah, it's almost like you kind of don't need a reason to love the
No.
person. Yeah. And that's just for me personally, I think that's always been the scary thing about love is when a person asks you like, well, why do you love her? You'll give that person the reasons why you might love your partner, but then for them from the outside looking in, they're like, well, that might not be a huge reason to love a person, but for
Yeah.
you, it might be some just simple, I just love her, you know?
Yeah. I read somewhere where it says when you can give a reason for love, you have not truly loved.
Oh, damn.
you
A
know,
lot of people, man, a
I
lot of
mean,
people's
it's,
gonna struggle with that one, bro.
yeah, but it's true, man, because that means when those reasons are gone, then the love is gone.
Yes,
If you
sir.
love her because she's beautiful, what happens when beauty fades away? If you love her because she's smart, what happens when she starts to lose her mind?
Yeah.
If you love
Yeah.
her because of things, then when those things fade, love fades. But when you love her just because she is, and the essence of what God made her to be, man,
Yeah.
that's love.
Oh, man, I think you're gonna put a lot of people back together, man. Because especially because I want to get your thoughts about the dating thing, but I think that a lot of people are struggling with dating, man. But just listening to what you said, where it's almost seeming like we're making, kind of like you talked about with fear, we're making things difficult of having relationships with people, and I didn't understand, like, relationships are not that difficult to maintain and have.
No, you just got everything is work.
Yeah.
Everything is work at the end of the day. And what we don't realize is relationships are working together.
Yeah.
Like men and women still compete in relationships. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And
Yeah.
once you
Yep.
get into that place where you're competing against your woman,
Hmm.
it's no longer a relationship. It's no longer
Right.
a partnership. It's
Yeah.
competition. And you will never be able to find love when you're competing against love.
Ooh. And you know what? I think that that is a big thing, man. Like some of my past partners, I had them, we didn't have, like you talked about in terms of boundaries, we didn't have that, but we would have things that we would compete against each other with. And I would be like, for me, I didn't want, I'm not that type of person that I wanted to compete with my partner, but
Yeah.
if you get so much of that energy from that person, so it's like you kind of play into it a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah. It's like you can't help it, man. It's like if they building over here and you don't see them building with you, of course you're gonna try to build your own. And now it becomes that competition because y'all not working together to establish something together.
Yeah, absolutely. That's absolutely true. So dating, man. So what should a man or a woman be looking for in terms of, let's say they pass their fun stage, they're in their
Yeah.
late 20s, maybe early 30s. What should they necessarily be looking for in a partner, or should they just? My father always say, never look, because when you look, you don't find what you're looking for in dating. He said everything else is fine, but with dating, you never find
Yeah,
what you're looking
I,
for.
I agree with your father then, man. It's like you can't look for something because like you never find it. That man, things have to be natural. The
Hmm.
energy has to be natural. It has to be real. And I think that's the thing that we do. Sometimes we force ourselves to settle for something because they met certain criteria that we were looking for.
Uh,
But we didn't take time to explore the whole package. You know what I'm saying? We were willing to
yeah,
settle. I think dating, man, you just have to be real enough with yourself. It starts within you. And
yeah.
if it's something, is that if someone comes along and they just connect and y'all hit it off, and it's like, man, this is nice, man. Be willing to go see where it goes to the next stage, but at the
Oh
same
yeah,
time, do it without expectations. You know what I'm saying? Just let it happen naturally.
absolutely. I love that, man, because really it's, yeah, when I hear people saying that dating sucks, and it's like, maybe it sucks because, I don't want to be mean, but it's because of you suck. You're going into something with expectations, and
Yes,
it's like when you do that, you can never just kind of be free and enjoy the time that you might have with that person.
I know. I've done it, man. Where it's like, oh, she didn't meet this. You know what I'm saying? And you
Yep.
see her like down the line. It's like, man, she could have been a one.
Ah,
Like,
yep, yep, yep,
said
yep,
it's
yep,
like,
yep.
but we as men, it's like you said, we want what we want.
Yeah.
And so if you don't meet that, hey, then you got to go. I'm,
And that's what I was thinking, because I don't know if I probably mentioned this to you before. I'm still a firm believer of you can only love four women in your lifetime. And I might have mentioned it to you, because I know we talked all the time in the past, but I always looked at it as your grandmother, your mother, your wife, and and your daughters are the
yeah,
only four women you'll truly love in your
yeah,
life. You'll have love for a person, but actually love their soul, actually love the essence of
yeah,
them, like you had mentioned earlier.
yeah. I agree. This is my first time hearing it, but yeah, I agree.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah. my daughters are, man, like you said, that's my heart. My mom, my grandma, I was the favorite. Hope my family's watching. Yeah, I was the favorite.
Right,
No, but
right.
because I mean, and they teach us how to love, mom and grandma.
Yeah.
Then, and I think the mistake we do make as men though is trying to find mom and grandma in our wives. You know what I'm saying?
Mm, I,
You don't want mom and grandma in your wife.
yeah, you're right. You're
No,
right. You're
you
right.
want a wife. You know, you don't want to be raised again.
You're definitely right
You
about
want
that.
somebody that's gonna raise your next generation with you. But once you find that wife, like I said, if you're a real man, you're gonna love her to the soul.
Yeah, and you know what? And to piggyback off of what you just said, I remember Mike Tyson was talking about that. Like we want the same type of love from our wife as we do our mother. And like you just made that great point where you can't do that. Your mom and your wife are. There we go. Yeah, I was just saying, yeah, that's kind of how Mike Tyson had just said that your wife can't be your mother. So
Yes,
the
yes.
statement that you just made is like spot on, you know,
Yep.
and
And tell you the truth, your wife doesn't want to be your mother, man. Like she wants
yeah,
to be a help me. You know what I'm saying? At the end
yeah,
of the day, man, I was listening to this guy, Dr. Miles Monroe, and he
mhm,
said the reason why most women leave men, like women were created, whether from a biblical sense, to be helpmeets, and
yeah,
so they're looking for men who have visions and have purpose, so that they can help them meet that vision and their purpose.
yeah,
And so when you're operating outside of your own vision and your own purpose, you can have the best woman in the world. If she has nothing that she can help you achieve, she's no longer interested. Because before God gave man women, he gave them work.
there we go. So you were saying about operating outside of your vision or
Yeah,
your purpose.
man, Miles Monroe. I listened to. He was a pastor in Bahamas, but
Yes, great
he was
author.
saying that the reason why men relationships don't work out is because like women were created with this ability, this need to be helpmeets.
Yeah.
They like to, the Bible says that, he created Adam and helped me. And it's not to limit who women are, but it's just, well, let me explain it before I, have women call me. Well, if a
Yeah.
man is not walking in his vision, then a woman has nothing to help him meet. You
Oh
know what I'm saying? And so
man.
what he said
Mm,
is that,
mhm.
and so no matter how much that woman is able to give or willing to give, she has nothing to give because the man is not doing his part. Because
Yeah.
before God gave woman, he gave him work.
Damn.
you know, and so
Damn.
if a man
Yeah.
is not working, then a woman can't be attracted to that man because he's not going anywhere.
Man, I never thought, yeah, man, that's deep. I never thought about it in that way. Yeah, yeah, and man, yeah, I never thought.
And it's not to say a woman can have her own vision of dreams, but there's an order to things.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And a man that wants a woman by his side to be by his side forever has to
mm,
make sure he's focused on the vision. I can
yeah,
admit that in my this marriage, that this divorce, I lost sight. I stopped writing. I
yeah,
was, you know what I'm saying? I had got to a point where I got so comfortable that I wasn't willing to go outside of my comfort zone to do those things that I already knew I was great at, you know?
absolutely.
And so on her part, I mean, in the beginning, she pushed me. She bought my studio stuff. She set up the basement, man, basement vibes. She made sure that
Hmm.
I mean, because her gifts complemented my gifts.
Yeah,
And so she was ready to do the work. But when I started to sit on my ass, you know what I'm saying?
man, yeah, yeah,
And I got
yeah,
into this state of mind where I was a little depressed, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying? But it wasn't her fault. But now she had nothing to work towards. She was ready. She was geared up. Like I said, she set up the whole basement. We had the you saw the design of the show, and I
Oh
just
yeah, absolutely. I'm still go. Well,
and
I'll text you about it. I'll
and
still text you about it.
she was so motivated because I was motivated. But once I lost my motivation, it's like, damn, where's this dude that told me that this was who he was? I was no longer what I told her I would be.
Absolutely, man. And you know what? To piggyback off of what you said, I felt like, myself, even being divorced, like the same scenario. I felt like I got comfortable with the relationship There we go. Like I felt the same way in terms of my divorce, that I got comfortable even though I still had the goals and the ambitions of the things that I want to do and the things that I want to get accomplished. I put more of my focus less on work and more on the family, which is important
Yeah,
also,
yeah,
but I've noticed that the relationships that tend to last is the ones where you can understand the balance of,
yeah.
you want to work hard, but you also need to be for the family, but you work might be a little bit ahead of, what you do, because you made a great point by saying that it's important that a woman help you, but she has to have something to help. And if you're not going towards your goals, your ambitions, your purpose, and you get comfortable, well, she's gonna be like, well, what the hell can I help you with? So,
It's
man,
like,
I
why?
never thought about that.
How? Like, I can't help you be a man, and I don't want to be the man for you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But if you allow me to put my hands on it and help you, like I said, man, that's important, man. Don't lose as a man. Never lose sight of your dreams. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, whether you in love, out of love, like I said, self love. You have to
hmm
have that self love to know where you're going. And
yeah,
once you get that
absolutely.
direction, because God and the universe gonna work together to attract to you what you need at any given time.
Yes,
Once you
yes,
put
sir.
the right energy out.
Mm,
And so if you got the energy where, hey, I'm gonna make stuff happen no matter what, the right woman gonna come, the right
mm.
work relationships gonna come, the right people gonna come, the right finances gonna come. You just got to put it out there. That's why words are important. What we speak into the atmosphere, man, they create, our belief system and where we're going to if we're going to reach the next level or not.
There we go. This is horrible. I don't know what the hell is going on with the live stream, so I'll only keep you for another 2 minutes, man.
Okay, okay.
Um, but like you were saying about putting the right energy out in the world, and understand that what we do is going to dictate. And I want to ask you about this, because I hear a lot of men complaining about a woman being having masculine energy. And I was thinking, like, now that I, talk to women more, understand women, and I have a conversation with men, I understand that. And to what you said about a woman, she wants to be feminine, but she has to trust you enough, it seems like, for her to be feminine, and to see that you have enough drive for her to make sure she's in the right role. So you have to be in the right role also. And I think a lot of us men, sometimes we're not in the right role, and then we walk into a relationship or a dating situation, and we feel like we're not in the right role, and then we walk into a relationship and we're not in the right role. Yeah, so we walk into the we walking into dating environments expecting the woman to be feminine, but we wasn't around, nor were we a part of what she did to make sure that she was feminine. And all right, so I'll let you take
Hey,
this one, because I think
I've
you
caught
understand
bits
what
and
I was
pieces,
saying.
but man, one of the things that I've learned about women is that when they want you, they will tell you exactly where they came from, what type of relationships, what type of hurt they experienced. And they let you know up front, hey, I don't want to go through this again.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And
yeah.
there are some things that trigger them, and when we offer ourselves as this, this knight in shiny armor and shiny armor, and then fail to live up to that expectation.
Mm,
Like you said, they don't want to be men.
Mm,
You know,
mm-hmm,
they don't.
mm-hmm.
And just to be personal again, that's one of the things my wife told me at the end. Like, I got tired of feeling like I was the man in a relationship.
Wow.
We as
Mm-hmm.
men is like, what are you talking about? I
Right.
am the man, you know. So I work, I do this and that, but
Yep.
she felt like she had got to a point where she couldn't be free enough to express her feelings around me. You know what I'm saying? Like, she had to hold her feelings in so that she wouldn't hurt my feelings. And no woman should have to feel that way. Like, we're so hard as men that we don't know how to be delicate with our women,
Mm-hmm.
and we got to lose that, man. Women are like, if you look in terms of jewels, man, that's the most rarest jewel you'll find, and so you have to treat them with the rarity that they are, and allow them to be vulnerable, allow them to be delicate, allow them to, be able to feel free enough and safe enough and confiding in you as a man without feeling like you're gonna hurt her or you don't care or you're
Yeah.
not gonna, express anything. That we are so unemotive as men.
Yeah.
We show no emotions at times
Yeah.
because we don't feel like we should. But and it's something that we've been taught. Men can't show
Yeah.
emotions, and
Absolutely.
we have to lose that, man. We have to be. If you want a good woman, you have to be emotional with her.
Yeah.
You have to be
You're right.
sure. You got to show her that you feel. You
You're
know what I'm
absolutely
saying?
right. You're absolutely right. Oh, let me ask you this one last question because I know this live stream keeps messing up and everything like that. But we got to get this out so men and women understand the importance of your book and the importance of what's relationships. Do you think a relationship should be based on, if you had to pick one, I wrote this down, needs, wants, or emotions? Which of those three do you think is the most important in
Ooh.
terms of relationships?
I would say, from my point of view, emotions. Because if you don't connect emotionally, you can't help meet needs, and you can't help. You don't care what the other person wants because you're not emotionally available to know that stuff. So yeah, I think emotions has to be number one. Uh, if you're looking for a
Absolutely.
partnership, it has to be based on needs. Like, what do we need at the moment? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're right. But see, I kind of felt like those never last.
Yeah,
Those never
yeah,
last.
yeah. It has, because if you're not emotionally attached, man, it's going,
Hmm.
like, when that struggle comes and that wind, that
Hmm.
tornado,
Yeah,
that's where the emotions has. Hey, what's gonna ground you.
yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, man, I appreciate you, man. I don't know what's up with the live stream. It happens, man. It's the internet. So we'll probably do this interview over again in
Okay, okay.
person. The book, Affirmations of Love, the story of us is a wonderful read, guys. So if you can read it.
It's on
It
Amazon.
does. Yep, Amazon. We'll send you. Oh wait, man, you sell it. Why am I selling
Hey,
it?
I appreciate it. Hey, you can get the book on Amazon right now. My website is down at the moment, but I'll make sure you get the information, put it back up. But you can get it from Amazon. I got another book, Beyond Religion, Seeing Life from a Kingdom Perspective.
Got that
It's
one too.
also
Well,
on Amazon.
it's
So,
on my bookshelf.
but
Yeah.
yeah, I'm a writer, and like I said, I appreciate you, man, for just allowing me to just come on the show, man. Like, I let my son listen to you. We
I
sit up and
appreciate it,
read.
man.
And before I go, man, I didn't know you knew Daniel Jeffries, man. I was looking at the clip, that your movie clip, man.
Yeah,
You do amazing work, man. And
I
I want my
appreciate
people to
it.
know that's working, that's watching, man. Divine is somebody you want to know.
Yeah, I
So
appreciate it,
follow
man.
him, watch the podcast, especially you, man, because he's trying to change the mindset, and it start with, one man at a time.
Yeah, man. Me and Dan go back to man, like 10 plus years ago. He
Uh,
shot like two short films with me. And I got hooked up with Darren from Benny Taylor, which is a great guy, man, great
okay.
manager, great agent. So if you guys need an agent or a manager,
He
go see
said,
Benny. Go see Benny, man. John Thomas Productions. And yeah, man, I don't know how I got hooked up with him. He came and he auditions for it, the short film that I have, and now like seeing him on so many films is like, wait a minute, I work with that dude. He's
yeah, I
he's
used
a
to bowl with
wonderful
him when I was
guy.
like 10 years old, man. We was bowling in the same bowling
Really?
league. Yeah.
Man, it's a small world,
Yeah.
man. Dan's a great guy, man, great actor, and he's doing so many big projects, man. It's like I haven't seen him in about maybe about 6 or 7 years, but I'm sure I'll shoot him a text and stuff and see, make sure we can link all everybody back up, man.
Oh,
Yeah. Well, man, hey, it's been an honor, man. I appreciate you, Eric. I know you got a busy schedule, man, and it's great for you to come on the show and just to give man an overview of, understanding, because love is one of the things that we want, but we just don't understand it yet. And a lot of our fathers and our grandfathers probably didn't understand it as much as we do now because we have the access to information.
yeah,
And we
yeah.
got your book, to help us. We got your
Right.
guideline to help us, man. So it's been an honor, man. Yeah, we definitely got to do this again, man, because I don't know what the hell is up with this live stream, but it happens, bro.
I appreciate you taking time out again, man. It's all love, all love.
Oh, most definitely, man. Anything you want to leave the fellas with to help them out, man, the millennials.
Hey, man, be the best version of you that you can be. Stop trying to live up to everybody else's expectations, man. Love yourself enough to be vulnerable, and just take it one day at a time, one moment at a time, 1 minute at a time. Live in
Yes,
the
sir.
now. Live in the now.
Yes, sir. Well, we appreciate it, man. We were definitely gonna see you back because this is crazy what we had to go through, man. As it do it now. All
All right. Peace.
right, man. I'll see you, man. Deuces, dude. Thanks, bro.